Let's move on to some breaking news we are getting in our newsroom at this hour. The International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant against Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and Hamas leader Mohammed Deif. Has also been issued an arrest warrant by the ICC. They are accused of war crimes and crimes against humanity over the war in Gaza and the attacks that began in October 2023. The decision effectively turns Netanyahu and the two others into internationally wanted suspects. It is likely to further isolate them, besides complicating efforts to negotiate a ceasefire to end the 13-month conflict in Gaza. The Israeli leaders had condemned the requests for a warrant as disgraceful and anti-Semitic, with US President Joe Biden too slamming the prosecutor. Getting the arrest warrants against Netanyahu and others took all of 5 months, with Israel filing an official objection to the ICC. Back in September, Tel Aviv cited legalities of the prosecutor's request to issue arrest warrants against Netanyahu and Gallant. Allegations of hypocrisy erupted after the ICC warrant against Russian President Vladimir Putin was approved in just 24 hours. Let's talk to our correspondent Jody Cohen, who's joining us on the line. Jody Cohen, this is just breaking news that we are receiving in our newsroom at this hour. We don't know if there has been any reaction so far from the Israeli government towards this arrest warrants. Have they?
Hi, Eric. So, yeah, as you said, the ICC has issued arrest warrants for Prime Minister Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Gallant. And this is for alleged war crimes, including murder and starvation. Now, there's been no official comment yet, but I can tell you there will be outrage in the country, and opposition leaders have already slammed the ICC for this, with Yair Lapid, the head of the opposition, criticising the ICC, Benny Gantz, who was a former member of the coalition. They're basically all saying that this is a reward for terror organizations. It's a reward for Hamas. Now, this is the first time that the ICC has issued arrest warrants against leaders of a democratic country. It goes against what military experts have been saying repeatedly. So, for example, John Spencer has said that Israel has done more to try to minimize harm to civilians in urban warfare than any military in history. Israel says that Hamas hides behind civilians, that it gives warning to civilians, and that it does what any other country would do to protect their own people.
Jody, this is a different arrest warrant because it includes the leader of Hamas. Do we have any communication as to why the ICC decided to issue this warrant at this time?
It's puzzling, actually, at this time, because, of course, we know that literally Prime Minister Netanyahu has just sat down with Amos Hochstein, the American envoy to Lebanon, to discuss a potential ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel. So the timing is very strange. We have heard there have been reports suggesting that after President Trump got elected, that this could speed up the ICC trying to issue arrest warrants against Prime Minister Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Gallant before President Trump comes in as president. But, I mean, there's some of the responses that have come in, like Yair Lapid is saying that Israel is defending itself against terrorist organizations that attack, murdered and raped our citizens. These arrest warrants are a reward for terrorism. And this is coming from the leader of the opposition, who certainly does not agree with Netanyahu on strategy throughout this war. But ultimately, even the opposition is united in saying that these arrest warrants they consider them to be outrageous.
Live from Ra'anana, Israel, that is our correspondent Jody Cohen. Jody, thank you. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.